request. Someone I want to see. Sherlock Holmes. You and I are bound together on a journey that will twist the very fabric of nature. Allow me to enlighten you. Tomorrow, the world as you know it will end. Well, there isn't any time to waste then, is there?
The pair of them are very physical, and Conan Doyle had them as both very physical individuals from the books. Sherlock Holmes was really the first Western martial artist, and Watson was a war hero. So that only scene, I mean, this is great grounds for a movie, right? You have intellect and you have physical martial ability. You know, it just seems like a perfect recipe for a contemporary movie.
It does make a considerable difference to me, having someone with me on whom I can thoroughly rely.
Oh, it's nice to see you, Watson.
The fun part of those is that it means that you keep yourself in good shape and you take them seriously and you have as much fun to make sure they look real and as you can, but equally, you know, you have to pay attention. You know, just remember when to block.
And you gotta have a little fight in you. You have to be willing to be more aggressive than these stuntmen who are just so used to getting banged around, and they're kind of wondering what you're made of.
Counter with cross to left cheek. Discombobulate. Dazed. Will attempt wild haymaker. Weaken right jaw. Now fracture.
We were waking up, and by the time we were shooting the stage work in New York, we were waking up at 4:45, and if I was challenging him, hey, why don't we go bang out a workout before we go to work to shoot the action sequence, he'd be like, oh, I'll be there. And so pretty soon we were meeting each other earlier and earlier for workouts. One day I don't know why, it was like the sun wasn't even up and we were lifting crazy, and he went, ah! And then for the
I did my neck in that
for the next 3 or 6 weeks, we were doing fight scenes, and he was like, I'm fine, I just can't turn my head.
Got some flowers for you, sweetheart. Cut you a deal because you're so pretty.
Oh, my lucky day.
Hello, gorgeous. You got something for me?
Now what have we got here? Oh. Thank you.
That's the arena I know.
I love physical acting, so you know, I grew up playing sports, and this is the closest thing I have to doing that anymore. So, so yeah, I love doing that.
Holmes, leave the case alone. Case for you. Save your bullets, Watson.
What was that about saving bullets?
Yeah, did you ever get in on any of the fights? I know you like to do your jiu-jitsu. Did they slap you around a little bit?
Robert would like to think that he slapped me around a bit, and I like to think that I slapped him around a bit. But I've got to say, Rob, you know, he's a physical lad, and he carries less body fat than I do, which I'm quite jealous about.
I wanted to change the world, but I'll settle for ending yours.
I wish you would.
Now, is it true that you had a little nickname for Jude on the set?
Well, it wasn't actually my nick. I didn't come up with this, but it didn't take long before he got coined Hodson as opposed to Watson. And then last night, Jude said he fancied himself as a bit more of a Hodson than he did a Potson. And previously, yeah, Watson had always been represented as this rather rotund, bumbling character. It's kind of subservient to Holmes's intellect and general capacity for doing brilliant things. But I always thought that was an unfair representation. And I like to see them as more of a sort of Butch and Sundance as opposed to a fat guy and a skinny brilliant guy.
Did you adapt okay to your nickname, Hodson? Because I totally agreed with it.
Do you? I don't know, I was too busy getting used to my tash to really take it at all seriously.
Have you ever seen a guy adjust better to a tash? I saw him without it afterwards, and I was like, that's not my Judesy. How do you really feel about Hodson? Is it embarrassing, or is it kind of...
I think it demeans the approach, the serious work I put into keeping this man terribly, terribly believable.
You're both Hodsons as far as I'm concerned.
Oh.
You did a fantastic
I'd like to at least get a side Hudson.
Are we in trouble?
Watson, you have the grand gift of silence. Makes you quite invaluable as a companion.
Stopped Christmas Day.